Alrighty, episode 5, fifth entry. Today is September 23rd. It's a Thursday. It's a nice sunny morning. It's been raining the past few days, so it's good to have some sun finally. It's a big difference between here and where I used to live. It actually rains. But the nice part is it means things actually grow here, because we actually have water. And today, I am bringing along a friend on my walk. Here he is. This is Dusty. He's currently over there smelling something. Hey, Dusty, say hello to the camera. What are you smelling? Something must smell good right here. It's a lot of animals that live in these woods. I've never known what he's smelling. Could be coyotes or something. When I first got this cat, I was terrified that he was going to be eaten by coyotes. He was a tiny little... Oh, getting a call. I'm going to ignore that for right now. Okay, so what am I talking about today? Today I thought I would talk about just me. I mean, it's a channel about me. I thought I would answer two questions that I often ask myself, which is, where am I right now? And where am I going? I don't mean literally, like physically. Because physically I'm in the woods in North Carolina right now. I'm going that direction. But what I'm really talking about is, where am I in life? Where am I going in life? I think arguably the entire point that brains even exist in animals is to answer those two questions. Where are you? Where are you going? That's why we have minds. One second, I'm waiting for this cat to jump over this creek. Check this out. There we go. Come on. He used to be terrible at that spot. He follows me around on these walks sometimes. And there's just a couple spots where when he first made that jump, when he was a tiny little cat, it was a big moment for him. Anyway, okay, so where am I right now? I am living in North Carolina on just about I'm living in a house that's it's in very bad shape. That's how I bought it. I bought it about 4 or 5 months ago. This cat is taking forever. Come on. See, if I walk too far away from him, he'll start meowing. He gets very upset. Dogs are easier. Dogs will just stay right next to you until they see a squirrel. This cat just doesn't give a crap about anything. But he gets very upset if he gets stuck alone in the woods, which makes sense because there's a lot of things here that'll eat him. So, yeah, see, there he goes. He's meowing right now. Whatever, I guess I'll just have to walk more slowly. So, okay. I have this house. It's pretty much taking up all of my attention right now. If you look at, I posted a video of the current state of the house. It's in very bad shape. It's about 1,200 square feet, 3 bedrooms. It did have 1 bath. Right now it has 0 bath. There's no toilet, no working sink, no shower. It's in very bad shape. When I'm done with it, it'll have 2 bathrooms. That's the plan. So where I'm at right now is working on a house. Spending a lot of time every single day. Just wake up, drink my coffee, look at my gigantic list of tasks I have, pick one out, and Oh, here, he's about to jump. Come on. He's done this jump dozens of times now, and he always acts like it's a big deal. Like this is some kind of raging river he needs to cross. I mean, the water is kind of cold, but come on. Dusty, let's go. You're gonna get left behind. Okay, yeah, back to what I'm doing right now is working on this house. I need to get it ready for winter. Winter is coming, and it doesn't get too cold here, but it'll get cold enough where it'll start to be very uncomfortable if I don't have this house in better shape soon. It would be nice if I could go to the bathroom inside the house in a toilet. Right now I have a porta-john, that's what they call it here, a porta-potty. It's been parked outside for months, ever since I moved in. And I am not looking forward to the day where it's freezing cold outside and I gotta get out there to do my business. That won't be fun. So I need to hurry up and get this house fixed. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm headed in the immediate future, is just fixing this house. But on a bigger scale, where am I going? On a kind of a longer term look, what am I doing over the next few years? After I get this house into a manageable state, fixed up, where I have a working sink and a kitchen and a bathroom, a really nice place to sleep, I have a computer desk set up. Once I get all that going, what am I doing? Well, okay, so I specifically chose to live in a place like this because, well, here, how do I put this? One of the biggest problems living in a city, because I lived in LA for 3 years. This cat's driving me crazy. He's falling way behind. Come on! Usually he keeps up pretty well. Today, I guess not. See, one of the biggest problems living in a city is that I used to call it the sea of no consequence. Because you could go out any given night, any day, and you can meet as many new people as you want. There's infinite people to meet. There's a plane flying overhead. I don't know if the audio will pick that up. Okay, here he is. Okay, so what I was saying is, one of the biggest problems with city life is that you'll meet too many people. There's always 10,000 options when it comes to any kind of relationship, friends or a more serious thing. There's always more options, and so there isn't any motivation to treat people as if they are permanent. You basically fall into this pattern where every single person in your life is some kind of semi-impermanent structure. Most people are people you're just going to see one time. And then some you'll see a handful of times, and then some you'll see more than a handful. But generally, you can't expect that anybody's going to be a permanent structure in your life in a city, unless you specifically try to make them a permanent structure, or if you go interact with some social structure that exists. Like if you're in a club or something, and then you go there every week, then you know that at least the club itself is a permanent structure. Who knows about the people inside of it? So anyway, part of the motivation for coming to a place like this, I'm in a much smaller place than I was in LA, is that the people here are more permanent. I can actually treat people as more permanent structures in my life, which is something I need. I was getting really tired of just the ephemeral nature of the people around me. It was like, what's the point of building any sort of relationship? You start to get into this mentality where you treat people, you just start treating people as if they're temporary, which is exactly what they are. So I don't think that's not a behavior that is something ooh. Oh well. Dusty ran across the tree. I was gonna try and record it. Okay, so back to where I'm going. I want to be involved in the community here. I want to find somewhere where I can help in some way, where I can make a meaningful contribution. I think I have the potential for it. When I was in Los Angeles, I spent some time running a kind of an event, a weekly event. It was a tournament for an esports game, Super Smash Bros. I have a lot to say about that for a lot of reasons. But it was one of the best things I ever did. It really, for about a year of my life, it gave me a reason to wake up and do something. Like, I was very motivated. I've never been so motivated about something in my life. And it really worked out. I think for a while there, it was really, this cat is driving me crazy. Really, he usually follows me pretty well. I have to keep doubling back here. He's too curious about things. Dusty, come on, you're gonna get left behind again. Gonna start meowing. You know what? I'm just gonna leave him. Have to learn his lesson. If he starts meowing, then I feel bad. Who's training who? That's the real question. Yeah, so I want to get my house set up so that I have a more stable life here. Things have been a little bit hectic. You know, the first month when I was living here, I slept in the van. I didn't even move into the house for the first month. I had to clean things out. It took me a couple dumpsters worth of getting crap out of here. See, once I have the house set up, I need to become engaged in the community around me and I need to find a way that I can utilize my potential to do something good. I don't know if that means I'll get involved in. I don't know what I'll get involved in. I don't know yet. I'll find something. And that's where I'm going. That's where I'm headed. I would like to do that. Another thing I'd like to do is have kids at some point. I'm 28. Not exactly old. I'm also not really young. I don't know. As far as kids goes, I mean, I have plenty of time. As a guy, I have even more time than a girl would have, but as I predicted, Dusty fell behind and now he's meowing loudly. See, this doesn't happen with a dog. Dogs will stay right next to you. I'm getting a dog eventually. That's another thing. That's where I'm going. I'm getting a dog. I couldn't get one yet because it's just too much responsibility. Cats are much easier. Here he is. Come on, will you hurry up? You gotta go. See, he meows because he's all afraid that I'm gonna leave him behind, and then he takes his sweet time catching up to me. I love this cat. He's my best friend right now. We hang out quite a bit. He follows me around everywhere. Anytime I'm working on anything in the house, he's right next to me. It's nice. Every time I come home, he runs right up to the car. Yeah, so I would really like to find a trustworthy partner who wants to help me raise kids, but step one is probably get active in the community, and then I'll find a willing woman around here somewhere who can deal with me, or it can be hard to deal with, and then we can have lots of kids. In my head, I imagine having many children. That's what I want to do. That's what I think my calling in life is, more or less, is to raise a bunch of kids. I think it's what I would be good at. It's what I want to do. I don't know if it'll work out that way. One of the reasons that I got this, one of my very serious requirements for a piece of land was this, a creek. I had to have running water. I really, really wanted a place with running water. One time when I was a kid, I was 11 years old, we were moving from New York to Oregon, and my family was checking out houses in Oregon. Driving around, I didn't really give a crap, I was young. We would just go into a house and I would just, your priorities as an 11-year-old for a house are not very mature. But there's this one place that we looked at where there was a creek nearby in the back. You could take this little trail from the backyards to this nearby creek. And I was so excited for that spot. I thought we were gonna get that house. I tried to convince my parents to move there. We ended up not moving there, but that creek stuck with me. I was like, I really wish that we had moved there. Something about having running water is just really exciting to me. So when I found this place and it had a creek, there's other reasons. It wasn't number one, but the creek really makes a difference to me. Because when I have kids, they will have a creek. A creek to run around and play in and do whatever. To me, that's really exciting. So if that excitement is genetic, then they'll have it too. We'll see. We'll see. Where am I at? Where am I going? Big questions. You can ask that question in so many different levels. Where am I at physically? What's my body like? Where am I headed there? Where am I at mentally? Where am I at spiritually? Financially? Where am I going? I think those two questions are, people don't ask those questions enough. I don't ask those questions enough. They can be really hard questions to answer. Where are we as a society? That's a big one. Where are we going as a society? Those are the biggest questions. You can't just answer them. Wow, this cat is freaking out. Come on, will you hurry up? I don't want to spend this whole video just yelling at my cat. Please. Here. Where am I at physically? I think about 2 years ago I started to really try to get into shape. I tried different diets and different kind of workout routines. I did the vegan thing for 50 days, which was an experience. I had to try it. You hear so much about it, especially in Los Angeles. You gotta try the vegan thing. There's so many options. Every restaurant now has a vegan option, so there's really no reason to not at least give it a shot. But I'm off for that. I was working out pretty consistently. Then the pandemic happened and ruined everything. Oh, I'm probably gonna make a whole video about what happened to me during the pandemic. The beginning of the pandemic. I know everybody's life was thrown off a little bit, but I just thought I would share my own personal experience. a lot of the ways that I see this channel is, or this YouTube series here, is kind of like providing a first-hand account of my experience just for the sake of recording it. I read this book one time called The Other Side of History, and it's just a series of accounts of trying to, it was kind of a look into the lives of the people who weren't in power, the other side, you know, like the poor people, the peasants, the slaves of various different cultures across time. It was really interesting. And one of the reasons that it's so difficult to study that kind of stuff is that they didn't write anything down. They didn't, I mean, a peasant in medieval Europe wasn't making a video blog, so it's kind of hard to tell. Kind of hard to tell what their life was like, a little bit. So, I mean, I'm not the only one doing this today, but in the year 2500, it'll be easy for them to make that kind of it should be easier for historians, but here I am providing my particular perspective. This one's been all over the place. I didn't really come at this with a good plan. Just 2 questions. I'll probably do a video about where I've been. I want to do one that just does the quick backstory from when I was born till now. It's not really quick, but you know, it's a question people ask you. It's, oh, where are you from? And that's a tough question to answer. I was born in New York, but does that mean I'm from New York? Maybe. This video was really all over the place. I don't know if I followed a reasonable line of thoughts here. I watched my climate change thing again. That was my first attempt at a political one. When I make videos like that, I need to come in with a, like I keep saying, not a script, but an idea. For this one, my idea was just answer these 2 questions. Here, I'll give you another. There's these trees that fell down. I've been told I can sell these things if I get somebody to come back here and take them out. Apparently these can be worth quite a bit of money, these trees, especially with the current price of wood. Look at this one. That's a real big tree. The issue is if I get somebody to come take them out, they gotta drive their, get just kind of a bunch of people coming in and out. I don't want that. This is my spot. I had a neighbor ask me if he could drive a 4-wheeler through here. No, it's like, that's not, I bought this place so that it's that I could have it. I don't know if that's not selfish. That's just, I have a lot of plans for this land. That's where I'm going. Here, let's talk about that. That's a big one. I mentioned wanting to do something for the community. I have this space up closer to the road where I want to build a large kind of barn-like structure with, I'll just tell you what the dream is, the ideal vision. I don't know if this is realistic or if this will actually happen, but I would like to build a large barn type structure with some sort of stage inside of it, a kind of stage, or at least an elevated platform on one side. This building will be a lot of different things, so I don't want to call it just a venue, but I would like to build some kind of venue. It'll have its own bathroom. It'll be big enough to host a lot of people. And I'd love to just kind of host events in there. That's kind of I think that might be what I'm best at, is hosting things for whatever reason. But I'd love to do tournaments. Super Smash Bros. Tournaments would be kind of cool. I don't know if that'll work out. A pool tournament, set up a pool table on the stage, right? That'd be kind of exciting. I'd like to do just concerts, just get little local bands, have them come over, and just have people over. I'm not really trying to do it to make money. I would try and maybe sell beer or something just to offset the cost of running something like that, I forgot, so the previous owners of this property, before they fell into before they were possessed by the demon known as methamphetamine, decades ago, they used to host events here. They'd have big parties. I've talked to various people around the community that have been here before. They knew the people that used to live in this house. And I was getting my hair cut, and the lady cutting my hair said that she used to party here in high school or something. So I was like, wow, this place has an interesting history. Here, I'm going to flip the camera around and tell you one interesting bit. You see these trays here. So, this is what I was told, and I don't know if I completely believe this story, but here, check this out. So apparently I don't know how long ago, some guy, I don't know if he was on something, he stole a donut truck. And apparently, this is what I was told, there was a police chase, and the guy was just driving the stolen donut truck around, and he drove it back here somehow. I mean, the roads must have been more cleared out, because today it would be impossible, but the guy drove this donut truck onto this land, somehow managed to make it all the way back here, and crashed the thing right down here. And I mean, those are the donut trays. It's kind of an unbelievable story. It doesn't make any sense to me. But there are donut trays scattered right there. I don't know how they got the truck out, but they did. This land has a lot of interesting stories associated with it. The people that were living here were interesting, so they seemed like good people. They were just consumed by a drug, unfortunately. It's kind of a sad story. That's funny. I think a lot of the people currently living here, they didn't trust me when I first moved in. I mean, I can't blame them. From their perspective, out of nowhere, a van shows up with a California license plate and buys this really weird house with a weird kind of history. A question I got constantly was, you don't know anybody here? And I'd be like, no, I didn't know anybody. And they're like, are you sure you didn't know anybody? Like, it's like this unbelievable story that somebody would just grab this house out of nowhere. But I mean, it's a pretty common story from what I've heard. I'm one of these people who left California to go move somewhere else, got out of the city, chose I wanted to live in the woods, in nature. It's kind of the plan. Alright, this one was really all over the place, and half an hour seems like a good limit on these kinds of things. I don't know if I'll ever make a video that's much longer than half an hour. Maybe if I'm talking about, I don't know, we'll see. I have no way of knowing if I'll continue doing this. Alright, that's enough.